Paramashiva. And in today's BHAVASAMADHI Darshan program, all of us will be receiving the initiation into the third eye awakening and various other powers with the blessings and the grace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We will be manifesting the following powers. The powers that we'll be manifesting is the power of body scanning. And this happens as a power of the third eye. The third eye is a cosmic browsing center, and it is located between the two eyes and the two eyebrows. So now let's take a look at what are Shaktis. If we can go to the previous slide, please. I think we just skipped. Yes, so there's fundamental differences here between Shaktis and Siddhis. Shaktis are expressions of and manifest from the space of oneness with Paramashiva in an extraordinary way after the initiation of the avatar, and Siddhis are not permanent and they even might divert you from enlightenment. And the source of Shaktis is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging, but beyond time and space, form and causality. As a fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya of the 5 cosmic acts of Shristi, creation, Sthiti, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, liberating grace for all living entities. And the avatar of Paramashiva, incarnation of Paramashiva, is the supreme pontiff of Hinduism. As the 1008 living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced sciences. It was where the science of enlightenment and powers and Shaktis were lived and taught as a science. And the knowledge and science of manifesting these Shaktis are passed down from one generation to the next through Diksha, or initiation by the enlightened gurus. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age, was trained and taught these sciences to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga, yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Sri Vidya, and Advaita, as well as Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivoham, and Paramashivoham. And as you can see here, there are the Guru Parampara of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, including so many very, very well-known and influential enlightened beings. So now let's get into how we can awaken the divine Shaktis in us. Every ultimate truth or jnana mapped into your consciousness, prajna, manifests as possibility and the power of every being, prajnana. The science of power manifestation is authenticated through four aspects of evidence or pramana. The Shastra Pramana is the eternal, unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures. The Apta Pramana is the experiences and results of the Aptas and authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who time-tested and verified the science. The Atma Pramana, or the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, or this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. And finally, the Pratyaksha Pramana, the empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation. Now, Ved Agamas are living applied science. Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus. Vedas are pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology, the applied science is expanded. Vedas and Agamas, Vedagamas are the given status of Shruti, as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable truths. A reference cited from these Shastras is called the Shastra Pramana. So now let's enter into and understand the Shastra Pramana of the power of body scanning. Yes. Svadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dvadvante vyajyate para. This means, Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, Svadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. The Apta Pramana, or the reference of the power of body scanning from one life of a Siddha, comes from the story of Agastya and Terayar. Terayar was a Siddha of one of the prominent disciples of Agastya Muni. One day, a man suffering from a severe headache came to Agastya Muni for healing, and Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of headache. He revealed that there was a small tere, or type of frog, sitting in the person's brain. Agastya immediately instructed Terayar, his disciple, to perform head surgery and remove that frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache. Thus, he gained the name Terayar. And the Atma Pramana, or the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, that time-tested and authenticated this science. On the 22nd of December 2019, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed how Swamiji uses the power of body scanning, paraphrasing in his words, "Only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go to surgery, and therefore, for medical checkups, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to poisoning. Through the body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened, and where the imbalances had to be done. And there's so many hundreds of experiences and results of the extraordinary power manifestation happening through the initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Sakshi Pramana. So now let us enter into this power, and you can go ahead and comment in the comment section right now if you would like a body scan. We'll be right back with you after a quick break and joined by the Nithyananda Gurukul Balsans.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is e-Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually, the spiritual prosperity. Will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
We welcome you all back for this very beautiful program. And today, in a very, very short while, we are going to be having a very, very, very powerful initiation which will commence. And we request each and every one of you to stay tuned with us. And today we'll be having the Maheshwara Puja starting at 6:30, following which we will be having the preparation, which is very, very, very important. Preparation for the Dikshas, unclutching initiation, Healers initiation, Shiva Diksha level 1 and Shiva Diksha level 2. And along with that, we will be having the Dikshas, and immediately after the preparation, we'll be having the live darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism exactly in the time of the eclipse. And Swamiji himself will be coming and initiating all of us, protecting all of us during this eclipse as a conscious blanket through the initiation. So we request all of you to stay tuned with us and make sure you receive the initiation, the powerful cognitions, and make sure you are a part of this great happening as well. Yes. And anybody who is watching us right now, and if you want a body scanning, you can please go ahead and comment, leave a comment in the comment section. Ma Selingula, I just wanted to request you, if you heard the scan yesterday and were you able to relate to it, and I would request you to post that more. I think yesterday you had commented and we had scanned if I'm not wrong, and I didn't get a response yesterday, so I just want to make sure you heard it. If you haven't, we can repeat the scan for you again today. Yes, and the others that have tuned in with us right now, anybody that wants a body scanning. Body scanning is a power where we connect with Swamiji, connect with Supreme Consciousness, and through the third eye, we see any issues or illnesses that you have, and we share with you all. And it's verifiable, you can verify it, and you can let us know if you're able to relate to it. And also, we'll be able to see the solutions for it and share it with you all. So any of you that want to experience third eye and the body scanning can let us know in the comment section. But the power of body scanning by itself, it's a conscious manifestation, not an alternative substitute or an equivalent to a medical diagnosis or your consultation with a physician. So we highly encourage each and every one of you all to kindly make sure you're receiving your physician's doctor's opinion and consultation with your physician before you follow any of the solutions which we share from the third eye. Yes, Utpal Thakaraya is asking for a scan. Sure, we'll be manifesting the power of body scanning for you.
So now Nithyananda is actually chanting the Mahavakya, connecting with Swamiji, and through the initiation that Swamiji has given, the power of third eye is awakened. So that through the power of the third eye, you'll be able to connect with your body and be able to see what is the issue which is there in your body. And this power, even you are going to get initiated. See, whenever darshan is happening and whenever someone is initiating us into these Shaktis, simply the power manifestation starts. Just like how a lit lamp can light another lamp, or the fire jumps from one lit lamp to another. Same way, the initiation, the diksha happens from the avatar to all of us. So stay tuned. Now we are going to be witnessing that power demonstration, and you will, towards the end of the program, even you will also get to manifest this Shakti. And today we also have live Maheshwara Puja that will be starting at 6:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time.
Utpal Thakaraya, mainly what I saw, the moment actually I closed my eyes, I saw a huge list of things. But mainly what I saw is there's a lot of stress and anxiety that we very frequently have. Like, for example, main region that you get impacted is if you see your just right under your brows here, there will be a lot of stress and tension, and on your neck and shoulder region, and on the lower base of your spine in the back. So all these are the places you have severe stress. And if you see very frequently, you will, even if there is, even if you have not done any physical activity or anything, very often you will start sweating easily because there's a lot of some kind of an anxiety or stress is always there in you. Then also I saw that because of the stress or the tension that you create for yourself, you sort of start having like a hunchback, right? So like it just your shoulder will just droop down a little bit, and that is another thing that is very evident. So this is one thing that I saw. And you also have a very frequent head ache, like you just feel like giddy, or your head will you have headaches very frequently. This is another thing that I saw here. And one particular thing that I saw is your physical height. You're quite tall, and you have like short hair. You're quite tall, and I saw that many times you tend to work like this, so which causes a lot of stress even physically in this whole region, in the shoulder region. And one more thing that I also would like to share with you is I saw that you have your iron content in your body less. Many times, this will make you have a subtle like suffocation in your breathing kind of a feeling, not like asthma, not to that extent, but just like you will feel like you're suffocating and you'll feel like uh, very rigid sort of. And in your jaw also in this area, you will feel there's a lot of rigidity. And if you see in the left side, your last tooth, there is an issue with that. That's another thing that I saw. And your eyes. So these are the main things that I saw here. And your food intake is not correct. The food that you're consuming for yourself now, that is not adding the necessary nutrients into your system. This is what I saw Utpal Thakaraya, and you can let me know if you're able to relate to these physical symptoms. And I would like to request you to just acknowledge if you heard the scan and if you were able to relate to it. And just another small thing I would like to add. All of this is causing a lot of emotional impact, like incompletions, your cognitions about life, you wanting to attempt or not wanting to attempt something, your decisions is having a lot of, is being impacted a lot by your physical condition, which many times is a reflection of your own incompletion. So this is like a cycle that happens, which pulls you down, and you feel like what high goals that you have to achieve it, that starts being a gap. So you can you let me know if you're able to relate to it here. And Ma Selingula, okay. Okay, Utpal
Utpal
Thakaraya.
Thakaraya has commented saying, "Wow, Ma, you're 100% accurate." Thank you so much for your comment. Glad that you were able to relate to the scan.
Yeah, and one more thing that I saw, having the right understanding of responsibility as a solution, what I saw is having the right understanding of responsibility will make you experience freedom. Right now, what you feel as a burden and load will just be lifted off of you. Physically, situations might or might not change, doesn't matter. But the way you look at life, it will change drastically. And the moment that happens, you will see simply the situations around you will change. And that whole, this will reflect as, see, though your like body frame is very tall, your hunchback, that will just break, you will feel like so expanded, and this whole region, your shoulders will become broader. That is a mark, that's a like sign for yourself, a measure for yourself that you have actually become complete. Right now, automatic posture for you, it goes little droopy, but the moment you complete and realign your cognition of responsibility inside of you, physically your body will have a difference. So this, do watch Swamiji's satsangs on responsibility, do that completion, and see Swamiji's satsangs on how to get out of stress. Because many times you're creating worries and stress unnecessarily. So just do that, you will see a lot of difference in you. In the next matter of just next 5 to 10 days, you will see a lot of difference in you, Aya. So Utpal Thakaraya, please watch satsangs. And I saw only that is a solution. This whole physical problem will simply change just with satsangs and completion. You don't have to do anything else. Align your food habit, because that food itself is not right. That one thing I saw. But mainly just watch satsangs. You'll have a phenomenal change in your body and in your lifestyle. In situation around you, whether it is work or people around you, it will change a lot. Thank you, Aya. And Ma Selin Jilam has asked, Sharma, I'll scan you also. Let me know.
Actually, you don't need to do anything. You can just relax and just be there. And see, the best thing here is you might be miles away, but sitting somewhere in a corner of the world, using the power that Swamiji has given, the power of third eye, we will be able to see what's wrong in your body. This is something like really amazing. Swamiji has revived and brought in the science to humanity in the modern day.
It's my Salinjuram, something interesting I saw. Actually, what the moment I tried connecting and scanning, I saw, like, I think it's you, I'm not sure, but I saw a person like with short hair and a brown color couch kind of a thing, and then the right side corner, and there's a laptop in front of you, and wall is white in color. There's a window behind, and there's like a shelf, a dark wooden shelf. And I do not know right now if you are there, or I do not know why this came, but I would just like to share with you what I saw now. And I saw that like a bookshelf or some kind of a shelf, right? A dark brown kind of thing towards the right. And I saw that you spend a lot of time or in that area. And I saw aspects with red color frame. That's another thing I saw. And I saw white color dress, and sometimes a sweater or some kind of a pullover on. And I saw the floor is wooden color. I do not know if it's wood or not, but it's wooden color, like wooden brown kind of a color. So this is what I saw, and I just saw one person is sitting there, and there's like some white color, and on top of that there's sometimes like a sweater and not. But just this came up. The moment I closed my eyes, I continuously saw this vision in front of me. So if it's anything related with you, and if you're able to relate with it, you can let me know in the comment section. And I saw there's a lot of strain in your eye. There's dry eyes. If you see very often, your eyes will become very irritating and red. You'll be very bothered about it. And there's a lot of unnecessary weight loss that is happening in your body right now. And that needs to be attended to. That unnecessary weight loss needs to be attended to. That's unhealthy actually. And one more thing that I saw is your digestion, your gut needs to be detoxified. That because of the gut bacteria, your whole digestion is getting impacted. That is why if you see, you will not, you'll be extremely unstable with your life decisions because of this gut. It is nothing to do with your incompletion. It is directly to do with your body. So this whole the gut needs to be detoxified, and that bacteria in the gut is causing you to have a lot of disconnect and a lot of instability. One time you will see life as one thing, and the next time it changes. It is, do not worry, it is not something to do with you or with the surrounding. It is just your body. If you attend to your body consciously, you will see. And I saw that your height is pretty like short. And one more thing that I saw is you should have a lot of carrot juice and also increase your bone strength. Just focus on building your body strongly. Many times you'll feel fatigue and weakness. That is why I saw that in your nails also, there'll be like, your nails are very brittle, and also there'll be white color mark on your nails. So all of this is a reason of your physical body, that weight loss, all of it is happening is the source is the right nutrients not being absorbed into your system. The reason again is bacteria, the gut bacteria, that is causing a lot of health impacts into your system, right from your dry eyes, right from your mouth. You'll feel very dry in your mouth. Even if you eat fruits or something, you'll feel very bitter taste. So that's another thing that I saw.
Actually, Marcelin, as you are able to listen and relate with it, please do comment. No?
And Marcelin, yes, please to get back to me if you're able to relate to it, if you understood. And these are the things that I saw. And just make sure you're changing your food diet. And one particular thing that I saw is dried amla, like gooseberry, soaked in honey. Just 2-3 pieces every day you should have. That will help you a lot with building the right nutrients in your body. And apart from that, lot of fruits and vegetables you need to consume, and that will help you and heal you a lot. So this is what I saw. And Ma Selinjula, please get back to me on the comment section if you're able to relate to it. And Utpal Thakkare, thank you so much for tuning in with us. Yes, I am. And gratitude to Swamiji. And thank you for tuning in with us. Make sure you're following the solutions and do get back to the experience. And Ma Janika, ma, I would like to apologize since in the interest of time, we'll have to move again forward further for the next segments. Every day at 2:15 a.m. we begin this 2:15 or 2:30 around that time. We have this power manifestation, ma. So we request all of you to come and tune in at that time. We'll definitely continue to scan you in those segments. So thank you all for tuning in. Ma Silinjulam, please do get back to us and stay tuned with us. All of you, we have a very, very, very special program that's coming up shortly. So thank you all. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with you all after a short break.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystems.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Nithyanandam, welcome back after that very quick break to all the viewers. And it's always so wonderful to be able to interact and see all of your comments and see everyone who is joining with us. I hope that Utpal Takar Ayya, you had a very good body scanning and you had a really good experience. And Janika Agora Shiva Shakti, unfortunately, due to time constraints, I think that you weren't able to get a body scan. Please do tune in with us after or tomorrow, any day at around this time, you'll be able to get a body scan. You can just try a little bit earlier, around 10 to 15 minutes earlier, and they'll surely be able to body scan you. And Nithyanandam to Ma Nirantara. And I hope that Celine Guillaume also, you had a very, very good experience with your body scan. And I invite each and every one of you to do continue to interact, comment in the comment section, always let us know what your questions are maybe, or your experiences, or how excited you are. What are your plans for this solar eclipse, how you're sitting and who all you're sitting with, maybe your pets and your family members, maybe you're alone at home. Let us know how you're spending this solar eclipse with the avatar. Now let's get into the next segment in today's program, invoking the divine presence of Devi Parashakti, praying to Devi Parashakti, and giving a salutation to Devi Parashakti, understanding a little bit more about her, and being able to understand what's the best way we can receive Devi Parashakti. Yes, let's begin with chanting the Dhyana Shloka. Wherever you are, at this time you can just sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Deeply invoke and pray to Devi Parashakti. Sindhuraruna vigraham trinayana manikyamaulispurat taranayaka shekaram smitamuki mapina vrakshoruham Panebhyam malipurna ratna chashakam raktotpala bibratim somyam raktapala Dhyayet paramambikam. Yes, and in that verse, we're describing and seeing what is the greatness of Devi Parashakti. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is a cosmic womb, and it is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes comes out and goes in. She is the source where the Big Bang and the black hole goes on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, from which all of us came, in which all of us are even in right now, and in which all of us are going to merge. And out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. Now let's understand how Devi Parashakti introduces herself. Raising as Omkara, expressing as Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Hrimkara, filled as a Parashodasi, living in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swamini, who is Kailasa Sripura Chintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as Paramashiva Parameshwari, who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani Meenakshi. As Nithyananda, I took the Nijavatara here to give good boons to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranyagarbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yomi, Shami, Chandramoli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi. Now, let us go on into the next revelation by Devi Parashakti. She says, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as the source of existence, the powers of existence, the expression of existence. From the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, Icha, Kriya, and Jnana Shakti, growing as the four Vedas. And Devi Parashakti then describes the beautiful happening of the entire cosmos, step by step by step. So how best we can receive Devi Parashakti today? Literally, you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there in your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. You can keep 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin in front of your screen and watch Devi. The coin is considered to be traditional dakshina. And you will, in this way, you will not take the Devi darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior. And you can offer that to Devi after the darshan is over, do the namaskar, and be able to offer the dakshina. And after some time, you can offer the coins sent to the Los Angeles temple. So here are examples of the two betel leaf, the banana, the betel nut, and the coin. You can find these in a store near you. Even today, as we are having the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, you can receive Swamiji himself with the tambulam and prepare these items: the banana, the betel nut, the betel leaf, the coin, and additional items are coconut, flowers, and you can add on any offering that you like as well. It's a part of the tradition. So in these offerings, you'll be able to literally just offer your gratitude, a simple way to offer your gratitude and ritualistically invite the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the incarnation of Paramashivoham, into your home as we are spending the eclipse with the avatar. So now we're going to be entering into the next segment in today's program, understanding the sacred secret of Hindu birth. Today, on behalf of 2 billion Hindus across the world, the permanent representative of Kailasa to the UN has spoken in the 14th session of the Human Rights Commission's Forum on Minority Issues. And of course, you might have already seen this video where it is a historical mark in the history of entire humanity itself, where Hindus are being represented in the international forums, and the international audience is listening intently to the voice of persecuted Hindus all over the world. But today still, Hindus across the world, we ourselves have a responsibility to stand up to what is going on in the world, across the world. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has brought Hinduism thus far to international forums and to ensure that it is surviving in a very, very endangered situation. Now, at least now, we can stand up, each and every one of us Hindus, in our own way. On the 31st of May 2021, Devi Parashakti had responded in a very clear-cut way to a question of one of the devotees, giving the secrets of Hindu birth, what it means to be Hindu, and the responsibility that we have in this world. Let's now understand that revelation, and we're going to break it down for each and every one of you. And today, we hope to reclaim our Hindu identity and invite each and every one of you to become a part of the revival of the Hindu nation led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
நன்றாய் கேட்டுக்கொள், உன் கேள்விக்கு உன்மூலமாய் உலகெங்கும் இருக்கும் இந்துக்கள் எல்லோர்க்கும் அளிக்கின்றேன் உத்திரம். கேட்டு வாழ்ந்தால் உங்கள் வாழ்க்கை பத்திரம். நன்றாய் கேளுங்கள். பிறப்பின் ரகசியத்தை பிறப்பிலா பெருமை உடைய பரமேஸ்வரி சொல்லுகின்றேன் கேளுங்கள். அண்டஜம், யோனிஜம், ஜலஜம், பீஜம் எனும் 4 விதமான பிறவிகளில் 84,000 யோனிகளில் பிறக்கும் பிறப்புகளிலேயே பெருமை வாய்ந்ததும் உத்தமமானதும் மனிதப் பிறவி. அந்த மனிதப் பிறவியிலும் பலமுறை பிறந்து உழன்று அரசியல், பொருளாதாரம், சுகபோகம், தர்மம், அர்த்தம், காமம் எனும் ஆசைகள், துக்கங்கள், அச்சங்கள் அனைத்திலும் அழன்று உழன்று இனி வேண்டாம் இப்பிறவி, வேண்டுவது மோட்சமே என்று முடிவெடுத்தோர்க்கு மட்டுமே ஹிந்து மத யோனிஜம் ஹிந்து பெற்றோர்க்கு பிறந்திடும் சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம். மனித பிறவி உத்தமம், சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித பிறவி உத்தமோத்தமம். இந்த உத்தமோத்தம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோருக்கும் ஜீவன் முக்த விஞ்ஞானத்தையும் சனாதன தர்மத்தையும் காக்கின்ற கடமையும் உண்டு. அதனால் வருகின்ற நன்மையெல்லாம் அனுபவிக்கும் உரிமையும் உண்டு. இந்த கடமையை செய்வோம் என்று சத்தியம் செய்ததனால்தான் அந்த உரிமை அளிக்கப்பட்டது. பூமிக்கு வந்தபின் மனம் மயங்கி மதிமயங்கி சனாதன தர்மம் காக்க மறந்ததனால் மாயை அவர்கள் உயிரை பறிக்கின்றாள். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மத்தை காப்போம் என்று உறுதி எடுத்தவர்க்கே சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம் அளிக்கின்றேன் யான். உடல் பெற்ற பிறகு ஊழிப் பெருவலியால் ஆசை அச்சங்களை உதறவிடாது, உதறியும் விடாது சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்தோரை உயிர் வாழத் தகுதியில்லாதவர் பட்டியலில் உடனடியாய் மாயை சேர்க்கின்றாள். அதனால் ராட்சசர்களும் அசுரர்களும் தானாகவே இவர்கள் உயிரை எடுக்கின்றார். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மம் காப்போம் என்று நிற்பவர்க்கு நிலைத்திடும் வீரஸ்வர்க்கமும் கைலாச பதவியும். எக்காரணம் கொண்டும் தர்மம் காக்க மறந்த உத்தமோத்தம ஜனனமான சனாதன ஹிந்து ஜனனம் பெற்ற மக்களுக்கு இல்லை வேறு கதி. சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித ஜனனம் உத்தமோத்தம மனித ஜனனம். உங்கள் உரிமை உலகில் அதிகம், உங்களுக்கு கடமையும் உலகில் பெரிது. தர்மம் காத்தாலே கடமை, தர்மம் காக்காதார்க்கு உயிர் வாழும் உரிமை இல்லை. நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உத்தமோத்தம பிறவியான சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோரும் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்கள் வாழ்வின் முதற்கடமை தர்மம் காத்தல். தர்மம் காக்க தர்மம் உங்களை காக்கும். சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்திட்டால் வாழும் உரிமையை நீங்கள் இழந்து விடுகின்றீர்கள். அதற்கு மேல் வாழ்ந்தென்ன அழிந்தென்ன? பூமிக்கு பாரம் குறையட்டும் என்று அசுரர்களும் ராட்சதர்களும் உங்களை உண்டு தீர்க்கின்றார்கள். அதையும் மாயை கண்டு சும்மாவிருப்பாள். பிரபஞ்ச ரகசியத்தை, பிறவியின் ரகசியத்தை உலகிற்கெல்லாம் உத்தரமாய்ச் சொல்லிவிட்டேன். புரிந்து வாழ்வில் நடந்து உயிரை பத்திரமாய் பார்த்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். அன்னை சொல்லும் அருள் சத்தியம் இது. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
Yes. Devi revealed a ferocious and powerful response for all of each and every one of us Hindus. Let's now understand Devi's words mapped into English. Devi says, listen, Andhajam, Yonijam, Jalajam, Bijam. Like this, in 4 types of births, in 100,000 yonis, in all these births, the most greatest birth of them all is the human birth. Even in that, the human birth, being born and toiled many times, after getting burned and toiled in politics, in finance, in luxuries, in dharma, artha, kama. And those who decide of not wanting this birth, wanting only moksha, only those who have the Hindu Dharma Yonijam, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam of being born to Hindu parents. Devi explains that whoever only wants the enlightenment itself, moksha, only those who have had thousands of births and who are not wanting any materialistic pleasure anymore, who want only moksha, are those who who have the Hindu birth. Devi continues, human birth is uttamam, best, but the Sanatana Hindu Dharma human birth is uttamottamam, best of the best. Everyone who took this Uttamottama birth has a responsibility of protecting the science of living enlightenment and Sanatana Dharma. We have the rights, we have the best tradition, we have inherited from our ancestors the best tradition and been born to in families that across the world are known to be the most secure, most stable, and most highly successful families. So our responsibility of protecting the science that has given us this as a gift is extremely important. But many of us have forgotten this. Once again, this is a message, a strong message of Devi Parashakti to all of the Hindus all over the world. If you're watching this and you're Hindu, perhaps you're a non-Vegetarian Indian, if you're a NRI across the world, this is a very strong and clear message for each and every one of us. We need to understand our responsibility in the world right now. And if we are enjoying Hinduism, it is because we're enjoying our lives today, it is because of Hinduism. After coming to Bhuloka by getting mentally deluded and forgetting the Dharma of protecting Sanatana Dharma, Maya, she is taking away all of their souls. This is in regards to all of the people who are taking Hinduism for granted, even being born Hindu, forgetting the Hindu roots, losing the tradition, and being uncaring of the loss of Hinduism all over the world. Understand carefully, I am giving Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam only for those who gave the commitment of protecting Sanatana Dharma, even by giving their life. After getting the body because of painful deluge, not dropping fear and greed, for those who forgot to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Maya, she will immediately add them to all of those in the list of those who are not worthy of living. Therefore, Rakshasas and Asuras are automatically taking away their life. Understand properly for those who stand that even by giving their life, they will protect Dharma, will permanently have Veera Swarga and Kailasa Padavi. And for any reason, people who forgot to protect Dharma, having the Uttamottama birth of Sanatana Dharma, Hindu Dharma birth, there is no other way for them. Sanatana Hindu Dharma human birth is Uttamottama human birth. Your rights in this world are immense. Also, your responsibility in this world is large. Protecting Dharma is responsibility. And those who do not protect Dharma, they do not have the right to live. Understand properly, all those who took the Uttamottama birth, which is Sanatana Hindu Dharma birth, all of you understand. The first responsibility of your life is protecting Dharma. If you protect Dharma, Dharma will protect you. If you forget to practice and protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, you lose the right of living. Extremely strong words from Devi Parashakti, but it is a wake-up call for each and every one of us. Before Hinduism is destroyed completely, of course, Devi Parashakti herself is coming down to warn each and every one of us. Devi Parashakti continues, after that, what bothers whether you're alive or get destroyed? Asuras and Rakshasas will eat you, so that the burden on earth is reduced. You will keep quiet. These words have extreme amount of significance and are again a wake-up call for each and every one of us Hindus. If you are Hindu watching this, I invite you to join in the comments. Let's have an open discussion throughout this segment on the ways that each and every one of us Hindus can take up responsibility, that we can literally stand up to save Sanatana Hindu Dharma. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has led us, exemplified what we can do. Hinduism represents the world's most ancient yet progressive indigenous spiritual tradition. It is an open framework model of civilization that stands for global peace, vegetarianism, nonviolence, yoga, worship of nature, temple-based living, manifesting spiritual powers, and inherent divinity of every being. The Hindu nations were ecosystems where more and more enlightened beings could be produced, so that the enlightened civilization could be kept alive and its great gifts shared with the whole world. Now, the references from our Puranas, from our Hindu scriptures, have evidence of how the Hindu civilization once lived on planet Earth. And there are such beautiful descriptions of literally a utopia that even every single one of us would want to live in it. And many of us, especially nowadays in our culture, modern day culture, we don't believe in these kinds of societies or civilizations where everything is so perfect and so happy. And our backward mind thinks that it is absolutely impossible, but it actually existed. In fact, the Rama Raja was described by Valmiki Ramayana in the Yuddha Kanda, where it says, there were no widows to lament, nor were there any danger from wild animals, nor any fear born of diseases. The world was bereft of thieves and robberies. No one felt worthless, nor did old people perform obsequious crimes on youngsters. People survived for thousands of years with thousands of their progeny, all free of illness and grief. The trees were bearing flowers and fruits regularly, without any injury by pests and insects. The clouds were raining in time, and the wind was delightful to touch. Every caste was performing their own duties, satisfied with their own work and bereft of any greed. People were intent on virtue and lived without telling lies. All the people were endowed with excellent characteristics. And in the Srimad Mahabharata Ashwamedha Parva, it says, Devas granted rains to fulfill all wants. The world became free of disease. There was no hunger or thirst anywhere. There was no mental suffering. Those without livelihood were given livelihood, and there was an abundance all around. There was no worldly worries left for anyone, and there was no cause to fear either. Happiness on earth was, in fact, even greater than in the heavens. It's such a beautiful statement. And the truth is that as we see it, Hindu nations had and have today so much to contribute to the world in every field, whether it is enlightenment, health, medicine, art, science, technology, and aviation, dance and music, clothes and jewelry, in the social system, the judicial system, the political system, legal system even. Hinduism has such amazing knowledge to contribute, has knowledge, has tradition, has artifacts in alchemy, has everything behind this making of a great Hindu nation. But today, that is not what we're experiencing. In fact, Hindus are a dying population, and Hinduism is the fastest dying religion in the world. So let's take a look at how did we go from the Ramarajya and the kingdom ruled under Bhagavan Sri Krishna and all of the great kingdoms of our ancient kings and the Rajya Gurus to today, where we're seeing Hindus being persecuted around the globe and continuously under attack. Let's look at the destruction of Hindu civilization, phase by phase. The first phase is the Islamic invasions from 800 to 1700 AD. Wilderand had written that the Mohammedan conquest of India is probably the bloodiest story in history. The Islamic historians and scholars have recorded so many crimes against Hindus. They perpetuated a terrible Hindu sentiment. In fact, a record shows that a legal advisor of Alauddin Khilji, one of the emperors in the whole Mughal Empire, had said that Hindus are like mud. If silver is demanded from them, they must, with greatest humility, offer gold. If a Mohammedan desires to spit in a Hindu's mouth, the Hindu should open it wide for that purpose. God created Hindus to be slaves to Mohammedans. The Prophet had ordained that if the Hindus do not accept Islam, they should be imprisoned, tortured, and finally put to death, and their property confiscated. To keep Hindus in abasement and especially religious duty, because they are the most inveterate enemies of the Prophet. This is how a completely wrong narrative of Hinduism and Hindus was started. A subjugation of Hindus by an entire civilization against another. And the most heinous crimes committed against all Hindus, women and children, and vulnerable lineages inside of Hinduism. Here you're seeing a portrayal of one of these crimes. Hindu women being forced to wear garlands made from the bodies of butchered children. And this is not sickening. I don't know what is. Really, each Hindu must know the truth of what has happened in our history. The truth is that in the course of the Muslim invasion, 200 million Hindus were slaughtered, 100,000 temples were destroyed, and 1 million deities and sculptures were destroyed. According to Kanhadade Prabandha from 1456, the conquering enemies burnt villages, devastated the lands, plundered people's wealth, took Brahmins and children and women of all classes captive, flogged them with thongs of rawhide, and carried a moving prison with them, and converted them to prisoners, from prisoners into obsequious Turks. And unfortunately, the truth is that we're seeing the aftermath of these crimes until today. And it is because of the negligence of Hindus where we did not stand up and ensure these crimes were brought to an end, that they continue to happen until today. The second phase of the destruction of the Hindu civilization is the British occupation from 1700 to 1947. Will Durant again has written that I have seen a great people starving to death before my eyes. I am convinced that this is exhaustion and starvation are not due, as their beneficiaries claim, to overpopulation and superstition, but to the most sordid and criminal exploitation of one nation by another in all recorded history. Will Durant in 1930 is saying this, and speaking to the facts of the Bengal famines that happened under the British occupation. These engineered famines had killed and impoverished and starved to death more than 45 million people over just a course of 3 years. The truth was that there wasn't even one way that Hindus could stand up for themselves in these crimes done against them. The British Empire possible means to destroy Hindu civil and cultural institutions, to delegitimize and demoralize the indigenous traditions, and that includes discriminatory laws to instill feelings of racial inferiority, engineered famines to starve natives into submission, annexed Hindu kingdoms to undermine native rule, mistranslated Hindu scriptures to instill anti-Hindu narratives, destroyed indigenous Gurukul system, destroyed local industries, enforced importation of British goods, and banned Indians from owning and producing firearms. These are just a list of some. And if we go on to name all of the various different ways of subjugation and enslavement of an entire civilization in their own homeland, it would go on into thousands of pages of textbook. Shashi Tharoor, one of the members of parliament, of the Indian parliament, had said that the British had come to one of the richest countries in the world, and after over 200 years of exploitation, looting, and destruction, reduced it to a poster child of third world poverty. And that is because $45 trillion was looted from India during the time of the British occupation. 45 million Hindus died due to starvation, due to famines that were engineered by the rulers and the serfs of the land, and the native kingdoms that were usurped by the British was 680 native kingdoms, which were some of the oldest, most powerful Hindu papal states that until today do not still have the sovereignty that they once enjoyed. Phase 3 is what is called a secular India, that started from 1947 when India became free until today. The major leaders and the players in the independence of India, each one had extremely strong anti-Hindu sentiments against making India as a Hindu nation. In fact, Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, had actually said, "What a disgusting and savage people we are. Politics, progress, socialism, communism, science, where are they before this black religious savagery? India can never be a Hindu republic." The truth is, these brown faces and British attitudes had continued in all policies towards Hindus, even until today, in media stereotypes, in Bollywood movies, in the social mainstream culture. In so many different ways, these British attitudes are perpetuated against Hindus. Another example is B.R. Ambedkar, India's first law minister and principal architect of the Indian Constitution, who said that if a Hindu Raj does become a fact, it will no doubt be the greatest calamity for this country. No matter what the Hindus say, Hinduism is a menace to liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is incompatible with democracy, and the Hindu Raj must be prevented at any cost. However, even 200 years prior to this, every single one had known that Hinduism was the source of democracy itself. Even in the 12th century, we had the largest Hindu democracy running with equality, even women's rights given to all women, and an equal right to vote given for every single person in the largest democracy that existed at that time, even before any kind of trace of historical record of democracy. The modern Indian legal system, however, and academia as well as the media all systematically undermine the history of Hinduism and suppress and delegitimize Hindu institutions and culture. For example, the Indian constitution established government control and taxation over Hindu temples and schools, while other religious institutions are remain free. Articles 26 to 30 of India's constitution discriminates against Hindus by giving special rights and benefits to non-Hindus. And anti-superstition laws passed to criminalize Hindu practices were passed to criminalize Hindu practices such as the 1857 Criminal Tribes Act, which literally made every sannyasi and every indigenous lineage as an outcast in their own society. And as well, media narratives use stereotypes to demoralize Hindus. Until today, Bollywood and other mainstream media outlets consistently portray Hindu gods and gurus as cartoonish, dishonest, corrupt, and as sex fiends in matters similar to British imperial propaganda. Just take a look at these pictures. Doesn't it remind you of a cartoon made by in the 1800s by the British occupation? This is the way that Hinduism is still treated now. Media narratives are used to shape human consciousness and further anti-Hindu political agenda. This British colonial stereotypes portraying Hindus as superstitious, as backwards, as dishonest, and as corrupt are perpetuated by brown British successors in modern India, and it is unabated. There is no stopping this because of how much corruption, because of how much of how much it is so deeply rooted inside of Indian mentality today. And the only solution that we can see today is the revival of a Hindu nation where the cosmic law is the constitution and where Hindu law pervades the land and is the one that is ruling the land. In every single instance, we are seeing that even Hindus cannot file a police complaint because sometimes even the very attackers are against and even not even able to, and stopping this police complaint to be filed. We've been seeing so many different situations where it is the members of the central and government that is attacking, that literally is handing over sadhus and sannyasis to the mob. We need a strong leader in order to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma as it was once and continue to contribute, continue our Hindu practice and ensure that Hinduism is alive even for our next generation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has boldly declared that during the time of Mahabharata, we had 56 deshas, 200 states, 1,700 samsthanas, and 10,000 sampradayas. In all 56, we were persecuted. And now we have lost all 56. The last one to fall was Nepal. Swamiji says, I am the collective voice of all persecuted Hindus, and I will revive and rebuild a Hindu nation built on Vedagamic principles as a refuge for all practicing and aspiring Hindus, a safe haven for all persecuted Hindus. Today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has shown the legitimacy of his words, the promise that he has already fulfilled by establishing Kailasa, by reaching out the story of thousands of millions of Hindus persecuted to the international audience. And last year, when two sannyasis were handed over to the mobs and literally brutally murdered, and the whole world sat silent, today finally we're able to see some hope, a sliver of justice done to the crimes done against the Hindu sannyasis and the Hindu sampradayas. This revival of Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is reviving this whole life of enlightened civilization and all great things it has to offer to the world, bringing legitimacy to all offerings Sanatana Hindu Dharma has, and sharing it to the whole world is the purpose of Kailasa, the Hindu nation. The administration of Kailasa is the revival of the cosmic constitution. Kailasa is the model nation of how enlightened civilization should be living and administered. Politics, judiciary, education, economy, everything will be revived as Paramashiva revealed in the Vedagamic Sanatana Hindu Dharma's scriptures. And I invite each and every one of you, if you're understanding what Devi Parashakti had warned us, each and every one of us, and now how we should stand up as Hindus across the world and stand in support of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the revival of Kailasa, do comment now, voice out your support, voice out your excitement, and voice out how proud you are to be a Kailasian. It's now the time that we should all boldly and courageously stand up to be Hindu and reclaim our Hindu identity. Being one of the most persecuted civilizations, Hinduism is on the brink of extinction, such that the next generation may know about Hinduism only through history books. We each and every one of us must question, what can we do to stand up for Hinduism? Do you have an idea? Do you have something that you'd like to say, that you'd like to voice out? Please do comment in the comment section, and I can read out your comments. I'd love to interact with each and every one of you and know what's going on, how excited you are, and what you feel you can do to save Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Today, Hinduism is a political orphan. The preservation and restoration of Hinduism's spiritual and cultural heritage is impossible without a national identity. And this is the answer to what we can do to save Hinduism. Swamiji is the only one foremost leader who is boldly standing that we have to have a Hindu nation. There are so many nations that have religions have declared their religious law as the country law. But where is that for Hinduism? Hinduism does not have one nation that has the religious law as the country law, where the law of the land is the law of Sanatana Hindu Dharma and the law of what our Vedic scriptures are saying. And even in a country, even in India, it is still not protected, and in fact, it is dwindling, diminishing in a very, very escalated rate. It is now time that we have to reclaim our Hindu identity. Each and every one of us should question, should understand, should deeply cognize, even do Vakyarthasadas, become excited and active about reclaiming our Hindu identity today. And one of the ways that you can do this, just right now, if you're watching this, you can go ahead, follow, subscribe, and share. Make sure that you are sharing in all the various different platforms. Share with your friends. If you're feeling that this is a little bit interesting, then share with your friends and share with more people, with your family, with anyone whom you feel will understand and relate to this. And anyone who is Hindu, every Hindu should be standing behind this Hindu nation. We should all come together in order to support, in order to ensure that the nation is recognized. In fact, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made it absolutely easy for us just to stand up and to voice out and just do our small part in reviving this nation. Already it has happened, and already the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has done it successfully. Hinduism is responsible for our successful life. All of us across the world, Hindus, if you are healthy, wealthy, rich, successful, and peaceful, if you are feeling that you are respected in society, if you have a stable family and the best mental health, understand, don't kid yourself. This is because of Hinduism. It is in Hindu scriptures we which gave us the best mental setup, the stable family, and it is all in Hindu scriptures that has given us the answer for every one of our problems in daily life. And for all problems that humanity is facing today, Hinduism has a solution. One of the facts that people continue to be neglecting is that Hindus are the richest and most successful ethnic community in the world. Hindus ourselves are forgetting that. Hindu scriptures, the Hindu lifestyle, and enlightened masters are responsible for this. It is because of the heritage that we inherited that is literally brought down to us, gifted to us by Paramashiva himself, by our ancestors, and by the Guru Parampara, who has sacrificed their lives, who have done the tyaga of their lives in order to ensure that each and every one of us is surviving today, is able to enjoy this today. And not only that, even if we don't necessarily practice Hinduism sitting in our 2-bedroom apartment anywhere we are, if we have a stable family, if we're able to cognize deeply and have a great mental setup, if you have an educational background that is excelling and reflecting how Hindus are the most educated religious group in the United States and as well as many countries across the world, understand it is because of what we inherited, because of the mental setup, the strong biomemory, the muscle memory, everything that we inherited from our ancestors, from Paramashiva himself and from the Guru Parampara that has done the sacrifice of ensuring we are protected today, surviving today. It is, and today we are seeing Hindus being attacked all over the world, not just because of anti-Hindus who are violently reproaching us in every single way, but also because we who are responsible Hindus are inactive, happy with just sitting at home, wherever we are, and not becoming active, even if it means just pressing one button on social media. It is our responsibility as Hindus in order to ensure that we are protecting Sanatana Hindu Dharma, that we are ensuring that it survives even to the next generation. If we don't, we might as well just leave Sanatana Hindu Dharma to be told as a mythological story in our textbooks, which will not even tell the right story of Hinduism, but some mythological tale of what has happened to a few characters made out of somebody's imagination. This is a crime that will be done to Sanatana Hindu Dharma if we do not stand up today. Our gods and goddesses will be wiped off as imaginary characters of stories, which they already are by most narratives in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. By most narratives against Sanatana Hindu Dharma. We have to understand this deeply. We have to see now not only that Hinduism is being attacked, but if we need a future not just for Hindus, but for planet Earth itself, for humanity itself, solutions are there in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. According to the WHO, globally more than 264 million people of all ages suffer from depression. And according to the World Drug Report in 2019, 35 million people worldwide suffer from drug use disorders. And as well, 100,000 people die from suicide every year, which is actually one person every 40 seconds. Worldwide, more than 70 billion land animals are killed every year. Each one of these facts that I had just read out to you are things that have solutions in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And it's our responsibility as Hindus to revive this ancient enlightened civilization again and again and give the gifts of the enlightened civilization to humanity. Revival of the enlightened civilization, Kailasa, is the survival need of humanity itself. And the Hindus are responsible for that. One of my favorite lines that Devi Parashakti had said is that as Hindus, our rights in this world are immense, but our responsibility in this world is also large. This is a bold invitation to all Hindus, inviting all Hindus, born Hindus, practicing Hindus, sympathetic Hindus, anyone who might just be curious if you're just watching this for the first time and you're feeling inspired. Let's become a part of this revival. Let's stand strong. Hinduism cannot just contribute to the world, but also solve our daily conflicts and solve our issues that go on inside of us. Every single problem that humanity faces, that we face on a daily basis, second to second, has a solution in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Kailasa is a solution-based nation. Now, let us hear from the Supreme Founder of Hinduism himself on why Sri Kailasa, the only Hindu nation, is the need for humanity at this hour.
I have incorporated this Kailasa, nation without borders. Kailasa, nation without borders. In a way, I can say, whole universe is the Kailasa. Kailasa, nation without borders. I've incorporated in multiple countries. Each Kailasa will function in their own countries as per that country's law, within that country's law. Understand? The Kailasa is revived to do contribution, uniting the nations for contribution. Hinduism, Veda Agamas have great things to contribute to the world. Like the great power manifestation science, the ancient culture and arts, the ancient lifestyle truths, the ancient medical practices and medicinal knowledge, the ancient indigenous cultural heritage and jewelry, perfume, dance, music. In every level, Hinduism has so much to contribute. Veda Agamic traditions have so much to contribute. To share all this with the world, to contribute to the world. Hindus need to tell the world what they are contributing in every level. The brand of Hinduism itself is enriching and empowering and enlightening. Hinduism is all about enlightening the world. Empowering, enlightening, enriching the world. Contributing. That is our spiritual life. That is our spiritual strength. That is our spiritual core principle. O humanity, I request you with folded hands, some one corner of the world, if you just give me few hundred acres, I will keep this whole science alive. Leave it for the whole humanity freely. Fortunately, Paramashiva has given me the power to decode all this Hindu medicinal system, Hindu judiciary system, Hindu social law and order system, Hindu power manifestation system, Hindu mental sciences system, Hindu yogic sciences, the sciences of Hindu biology, Hindu physics, Hindu psychology, Hindu physiology, Hindu chemistry, all this Paramashiva has given me the power to decode. Whatever the remaining scriptures are available with the humanity, Paramashiva has blessed me, and I have collected. Not only I have collected and organized, I can decode. This whole science can be kept alive in any one corner of the world. Just few hundred acres are given for me to live peacefully and exist peacefully. I can store this whole thing alive and contribute it to humanity. Humanity can become better and better and better. I can make the planet Earth so much better place to live. I am here to contribute, and I will continue to contribute. As long as I am allowed to live, I will contribute. I have collected all the remaining available scriptures, maybe 2 crore books. 2 crore means 20 million, I think, books on Hindu physics, Hindu chemistry, Hindu biology, Hindu physiology, Hindu psychology, Hindu law and order, Hindu social system, the power manifestation sciences of Hinduism, yogic sciences of Hinduism. I have collected, and Paramashiva has given me the blessings and power to decode. I have decoded and continuing to decode them. If the humanity, somebody is kind enough to give me few hundred acres in one corner of the world and let me live peacefully, I can keep all these scriptures there and go on sharing with the world, revealing this whole sciences to the world, and go on contributing. I don't need anything other than 1 cup of curd rice every day. That's all. A cup of curd rice per day over. I can go on be giving this to the world. I can add to the world. I can make the world better place to live. That's all I have to say. Thousands of medicines are described detail in ancient Siddha and Ayurvedic scriptures. Paramashiva has given me the power to decode them, read them, and properly translate and map them to the modern day human language. And I am ready to work 20 hours a day. I just need few hundred acres where I can sit peacefully and keep this library, run a Gurukul where thousands of people can learn this and share it with the world. Understand? I am only interested in contributing. if we can decode all this great knowledge, whole world can prosper from this knowledge. Whole world can enjoy from this knowledge. If I prosper, I will only create a university. I will not create anything else. If the Hindus prosper, they will only create education institutions. Because Hinduism is all about giving, contributing. If I prosper, I'll create university, that's all. Kailasa is all about university, to decode the ancient sciences and share with the world. Understand? Every day I am sitting and going on decoding, writing notes on my books and writing details on my books. Whether it is making human beings manifest powers, and I have also now started downloading and decoding the science of making animals manifest powers. Whether making people manifest powers or healing, in every level, life is all about contribution, contribution, contribution.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live
power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasian.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service, helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you, and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home, without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Yes. After having seen that video of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself speaking on the ways that we need Kailasa right now, each and every one of us can take action immediately by doing one step. One is to ensure that you are liking, following, subscribing in all the various different social media platforms. Ensure that you are following today and don't miss the upcoming solar eclipse program where you can spend this intense atmospheric energy with the avatar. And you'll be able to have the darshan and initiation of the avatar himself in just a few short hours. At this time, when there is such high energy in the atmosphere, in the whole around us, then it is a time that we should spend with the avatar. Now, before moving on into the next segments of today's program, let us also remind ourselves of the leaps for Sanatana Hindu Dharma that Swamiji has brought us today. Just yesterday, on behalf of the 2 billion Hindus across the world, the permanent representative of Kailasa to the United Nations spoke in the 14th forum of the Human Rights Commission on Minority Issues. The permanent representative had addressed the respected chair people, the delegates from across the world, and shared about the decade-long persecution that happened against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his followers and Hindus across the world, and how in several different instances, the Indian government and the government had failed to protect Hindus and had perpetuated the attacks against Hindus in many ways, and therefore had continued to even put and make the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism at stake. Finally, after such a long time, Hindus finally had some kind of representation in international forums where the persecution of Sanatana Hindu Dharma is being told to the international audience as it is in the true form. Let's now watch that video, and you can take a few minutes to share this video as you're watching it. Make sure to share with all of your family and friends.
Madam Chairperson, esteemed delegates and colleagues, I represent Kailasa nation led by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, which speaks on behalf of 2 billion Hindus around the world who do not have a voice representing them in these international forums. I want to specifically bring to light the attack on minority Hindu traditions. Hinduism, as people know, is not a single monolithic religion, but it's made up of thousands of unique enlightenment ecosystems, which are called sampradayas. In recent times, many Hindu gurus, Hindu minority traditions, and temples have come under attack by majority ideologies, and a large number of traditions have virtually disappeared. There has been no recognition of the attacks by international human rights groups, as in these cases, it is difficult for outsiders to distinguish the attackers from the attacked. For the past 10 years, the Kailasa nation and SPH Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam have been attacked and silenced in India as a religious minority, as a linguistic minority, and because extremist elements are opposed to Kailasa's stance when it comes to the rights of women, including marginalized Dalit women and the rights of members of the LGBTQ and transgendered communities. In 2019, Kailasa approached the OHCHR presenting the case of persecution, and when this document reached the Indian media, a very well-funded defamation campaign was started by news sources which were supportive of the Union government, alleging treason and sedition on part of the Kailasa nation. A number of false cases were subsequently registered against Kailasa leaders, and one of our university campuses for women in the state of Gujarat was razed to the ground in a matter of days by mobs along with the local government. Kailasa has since submitted a number of reports on the persecution to various forums available within the UN, but not much action has been taken. In June 2021, Kailasa made a submission on the attacks of ASMT women in the session by the UN Committee on Elimination of Discrimination Against Women on the Rights of Indigenous Women, and further submitted reports how to end femicide and on gender justice. Later in September, Kailasa's report on media disinformation in India, which is a big problem, was accepted by the Special Rapporteur for the right to freedom of opinion and expression. Madam Chairperson, esteemed delegates and colleagues, I represent Kailasa nation led by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, which speaks on behalf of 2 billion Hindus around the world who do not have a voice representing them in these international forums. I want to specifically bring to light the attack on minority Hindu traditions. Hinduism, as people know, is not a single monolithic religion, but it's made up of thousands of unique enlightenment ecosystems, which are called sampradayas. In recent times, many Hindu gurus, Hindu minority traditions, and temples have come under attack by majority ideologies, and a large number of traditions have virtually disappeared. There has been no recognition of the attacks by international human rights groups, as in these cases, it is difficult for outsiders to distinguish the attackers from the attacked. For the past 10 years, the Kailasa nation and SPH Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam have been attacked and silenced in India as a religious minority, as a linguistic minority, and because extremist elements are opposed to Kailasa's stance when it comes to the rights of women, including marginalized Dalit women and the rights of members of the LGBTQ and transgendered communities. In 2019, Kailasa approached the OHCHR presenting the case of persecution, and when this document reached the Indian media, a very well-funded defamation campaign was started by news sources which were supportive of the union government, alleging treason and sedition on part of the Kailasa nation. A number of false cases were subsequently registered against Kailasa leaders, and one of our university campuses for women in the state of Gujarat was razed to the ground in a matter of days by mobs along with the local government. Kailasa has since submitted a number of reports on the persecution to various forums available within the UN, but not much action has been taken. In June 2021, Kailasa made a submission on the attacks of ASMT women in the session by the UN Committee on Elimination of Discrimination Against Women on the Rights of Indigenous Women, and further submitted reports how to end femicide and on gender justice. Later in September, Kailasa's report on media disinformation in India, which is a big problem, was accepted by the Special Rapporteur for the right to freedom of opinion and expression. Madam Chairperson.
It is for all of us Hindus across the world that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has literally sacrificed everything, has ensured that we have a voice in the international forums. And this is just one milestone. What we have ahead of us is a future, an amazing future in the Hindu civilization, in Kailasa. And now we're going to be entering into the next segment of today's program on the offerings of Devi Parashakti, as well as the offerings that you can make to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And you can offer your gratitude to Swamiji, to giving us this ultimate best lifestyle wherever we are, in the way that we wanted, however we wanted, and literally answering every one of our prayers and manifesting in our lives. Many times over the course of our lives, we forget what it is to be grateful. In fact, Hindus ourselves, we have this problem. We might be living in the United States, we might be living in an affluent country. However, we forget what it is to be grateful for even the most subtlest of things. Our power to see, our power to hear, our power to be able to speak and be able to communicate, relate with others. Every single thing is something that we can be grateful for, that we can have an ultimate feeling of gratitude for. But in our society nowadays, we've reduced gratitude as an emotion that we do once a year, after which we go out and we go back to our consumeristic mentality and our demanding mental structure, where continuously we're asking, what next, what next, what next, and we're not ever trying to take a step back and understand, take a step back and be grateful for what we have already. There's a beautiful story that Swamiji has always stated that I recently read from the Guaranteed Solutions book, where Swamiji beautifully narrates that in a classroom, a geography class, a teacher had asked her students, what are the 7 wonders of the world? And they had gone on to say, the Great Wall of China, the Great Pyramids in Egypt, and so on and so forth. However, there was one student who was sitting in the back of the classroom and who was just contemplating, wondering, and not really participating in this active discussion. And the teacher just asked her, what's wrong? Why aren't you participating? The girl just says, I don't know. I feel like, are these really the greatest wonders of the world? I'm not quite convinced about it. She says, I feel the wonders of the world are the fact that I can see, that I can hear, that I can love, I can laugh. These are wonders according to me. This is the kind of sensitivity that each and every one of us needs to develop. And when we do develop that, when we have that, we'll see how beautifully we can enjoy life. The truth is that when we develop and when we start from a young age developing this what next, what do I want next, and demanding attitude, and we never emphasize ourselves on great gratitude, on being grateful for what we have, we start taking things for granted. Everything is taken for granted, and we ultimately take life itself for granted, time itself for granted, and we do the most heinous crimes to ourselves. And Even in our prayer, in our relationship with God, we start to become demanding in nature. Most of our prayers are just, God, I want this, I want that. Please help me do this, please help me do that. But we never take time, we never offer our gratitude to God, whichever way or form that you might worship God. It is the religions of gratitude that always anchor us on transformation and are giving us the space of possibility. And Sanatana Hindu Dharma is a religion of gratitude, where you just express your gratitude in every form and every offering. Now, let's understand some of the offerings that you can make today and offer your gratitude. And you're going to see a range of different offerings from from even just $1, from any amount that you'd like to offer to a more substantial amount if you'd like to offer. And these are just offerings that you can make out of your utmost gratitude, especially to Devi Parashakti, to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who has continuously made herself available over the last 6 to 7 months and catered to us, attended to us, and answered each and every one of our prayers.
Yes, and today one of the first offerings that you can offer to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the E-Hundi, which is the offering of our token of gratitude in any currency, in multiple currencies and any amount.
And joining with me right now is Ma Amritananda, who is going to be guiding us also in several of these offerings, sharing with each and every one of you how we can offer our gratitude to Devi Parashakti.
Yes, thank you, Ma Nithyananda and Nithyanandam, everyone. So today we'll be looking at the various offerings. The first offering is the E-Hundi, which is the offering of any token of gratitude, just as we offer our gratitude at the temples, in any Hindu temple in the Vedic tradition where we receive the darshan of the divine. You can also offer your dakshina, your token of gratitude, your kanika, in the E-Hundi, in multiple currencies and any amount that you wish to offer. And Devi is described as Bhakti Priya, the one who is fond of true devotion. So let us look at this verse from the Lalita Sahasranama, which describes Devi. It says, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya, Bhayapaha, Shambhavi, Sharadaradhya, Sharvani, Sharmadaini. And the translation for this verse, it says, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion, and she removes all fear. If there's any fear in the minds of the devotee, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant the autumn of our lives. When our thoughts turn more and more inwards, the role of the divine is known and understood clearly, and the need for Devi worship becomes stronger. Shambhavi is the consort of Lord Shambhu, who is Lord Shiva. Sharadharadhya is the one who is worshipped by Devi Sharada herself. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva, where in the Linga Purana, Lord Shiva is described as Sharva in his earth form. And Sharmadaini is Devi who bestows happiness on her devotees. So you can offer your gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti by offering your kanika in the E-Hundi, which is your token of gratitude in multiple currencies and any amount to Devi Parashakti. So you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas.
The next offering is the Sankalpa offering. And in the Saundarya Lahari, verse 27, beautifully Adi Shankaracharya describes, let the mantras I chant with the sacrifice in my soul become chanting of your name. Let all my movements become auspicious mudras. Let my travel become perambulations around thee. Let the act of eating and drinking become fire oblations and offerings in Homa Yajna to thee. Let my act of sleeping become salutations to you, and let all actions of pleasure of mine become part of your worship. In this offering of the Sankalpa mantra, you can have the blessings for both the asked and unasked, remembered and forgotten wishes to manifest by the grace of Devi Parashakti.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu. And this is the offering of the pure gold coin, where each coin is inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. And you can make this offering in 3 different denominations and any number of coins as you wish to offer. And when you make this offering, where each coin is inscribed with the 1008 powerful sacred names of Devi Parashakti, describing her divine qualities, you're also blessed to manifest and awaken these very same divine attributes and powers of Devi Parashakti herself. So you can make this offering of the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti, on the website www.kailasamedia.com/save us.
The next offering is the Mukta Anguti. This is from the Devi Suktam, verse number 30, where it says, "Let the goddess who brings good fortune and who is praised by gods, who is served by Devendra, who is praised by the Devas, troubled by the Asuras, who is praised and remembered as devotion to solve all, who is the source of all good in the world, let that goddess destroy all obstacles." The Mukta Anguti can bestow blessings for protection from all dangers and fears.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, which is the gold lotus flower. And this verse describes, I'll be chanting this reference from on Devi. It says, Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayini Mantra Murte Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. And this shloka on Devi describes that Devi who bestows accomplishments and intellect, who showers worldly prosperity, Devi who powers the subtle mantra of the cosmos. I bow to you, O Devi Mahalakshmi. Devi Parashakti, manifesting as Devi Saraswati, Devi Mahalakshmi, and all the 3 aspects, dimensions of Devi, she bestows the most auspicious blessings, and you can make this offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, to Devi Parashakti to attract positive relationships in personal and business dimensions. So you can make this offering on the website www.kailasamela.com/save us, and you can offer this in 3 different sizes.
The next offering is the Swarna Metti, and again in the Saundarya Lahari, it says, "The Lord Brahma, the creator of your, selects the dust from your feet and creates this world. The great Adishesha with his 1,000 heads somehow carries dust at your feet with great effort, and the great Lord Rudra takes it and powders it nice and uses it as holy ash." The Swarnameti gives you the blessings for a life of leadership qualities by offering worship to the divine lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, achieved even by worshipping a tiny grain of dust from her feet. The Meti is a golden toe ring to worship by adoring the divine feet of Devi Parashakti.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, which is the gold hairline jewelry, representing the overflowing nectar from the Sahasrara. Devi is described as Sudha Sarabhivarshini in the Lalita Sahasranama, and this means it is she who makes the nectar flow from the Sahasrara chakra, the crown center, which permeates through all the 72,000 nadis and the Agna chakra and gives us the ultimate experience of the cosmos. and she showers her blessings for an enlightened lifestyle. So you can make this offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry to Devi Parashakti on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas.
Yes, and the next offering is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, a very, very favorite offering among all of the Kailasians worldwide. And there's a verse which again is composed by Sri Adi Shankaracharya, which I'll now chant. Yaso me gatam dikshu dana pratapa jagadvastu sarvam kare yat prasadat Guroragni padme manaschanina lagnim tatakyam 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 tatakyam. And it means, my repute has traveled in all directions through my philanthropy and prowess. All the things of the world are in my hands as rewards for my virtues. Yet if one's mind is not centered upon the lotus feet of the Guru, what then? What then? What then? This beautiful verse really speaks into all of our experience. And that goes for almost every composition of Sri Adi Shankaracharya. How, even though he lived thousands of years ago, still he's able to understand what each and every one of us is going through. The turmoil of the soul, being apart from the Guru, who is ultimately giving you the ultimate experience. This Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the offering of Pada Puja to the Supreme Pontiff, the incarnation of Paramashiva, is one of the most cherished offerings that you can do to the Guru and as well as to Devi, who is the Guru and who is the dimension of Guru is the dimension of Cosmic Mother as well. And you can offer this most auspicious offering of Pratyaksha Pada Puja and be blessed with the sweetest path to enlightenment.
Yes, and we can register for this offering, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. The next special occasion that's coming up is the Avatara Dinotsava, the Jayanti, the birth star celebrations of the day of happening of the Avatar himself, of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So you can register to offer this Pratyaksha Pada Puja on that very special occasion of the Avatara Dinotsava, the birth star celebrations, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism happened on planet Earth on this day, on this very auspicious occasion. You can register for this offering and offer the Pratyaksha Pada Puja to celebrate the happening of Guru in your life, to express your gratitude for Guru happening in your life. You can register for this offering on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And another offering that can be offered in conjunction with the Pratyaksha Pada Puja is the Vastra Seva, which is the offering of the sacred cloth to Guru during the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. So you can register for this Seva on the day of Pratyaksha Pada Puja. To offer both the Pratyaksha Pada Puja and a sacred cloth will also be offered in your name as an offering of the Vastram to Guru. So you can also register for this Seva on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas and offer it along with the
So here we have a summary of all of the different offerings that you can offer, the evenly offering, which you can do for any amount, the Sankalpa offering, which you can do for just $1, the Devi Sahasranama Swarna Kasu, the Mukta Ahuti, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the Swarna Mekti, and the Swarna Mautika, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and the Vastra Seva.
So here we can take a look at the website where we can make all of these traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti and to Guru. So we can make the offerings of the e-hundi and the offerings of the ornaments and sevas to Devi Parashakti by clicking on the links on step 2. And if you would like to make an intention to make an offering today and receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti to manifest your intention into reality, you can fill out the form on step 1. And once you've made your offerings of ornaments or sevas to Devi Parashakti, you can also fill out the details of the Sankalpa, which is the names of yourself and your family members to be chanted during the puja and the rituals to Devi Parashakti. You can fill out these details, the Sankalpa details, on the form on step 3. So you can register for the e-hundi offerings in multiple currencies and in any amount of your choice. So you can register in US dollars, Australian dollars, New Zealand dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, Indian rupees, Singaporean dollars, Malaysian ringgits, Great Britain pound and Chinese yen, and you can offer any amount as your token of gratitude to Devi Parashakti. And you can also register for the various ornaments, the Devi Sahasranama Swarna Kasu in 3 different denominations, the Mukta Anguti, the pearl finger ring with the gold finger ring embedded with pearl in 3 sizes, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower in 3 different sizes, the Swarna Metti, which is the gold toe ring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry, representing the overflowing nectar of gratitude from the Sahasrara, and the Pratyaksha Pada Puja and the Vastra Seva, the traditional offerings and the ritualistic offering of gratitude to Guru. You can register for these sevas and also any of the traditional ornaments and sevas to Devi Parashakti. You can register on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And today, now we'll be having the programs of the solar eclipse in just a few hours from now. We are also having the powerful initiations on this day of the solar eclipse, which will be starting at 7:30 a.m. IST and will be initiated into the powerful Diksha of the Shiva Diksha, the Vishesha Diksha, the healer's initiation, and the unclutching initiation by the Avatar himself, by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So please do also stay tuned and join in for the powerful initiations on the day of the solar eclipse, which will be starting in just a few hours from now. And we also have the Maheshwara Puja on the day of the Amavasya, the full moon day and the new moon day. We offer the Maheshwara Puja as the sacred ritual to complete with our ancestors. So in just a short while from now, we will also be offering the Maheshwara Puja, the sacred ritual to complete with all of our ancestors. So you can register for the Maheshwara Puja and also tune in for the initiations during the solar eclipse, the powerful initiations that are happening during the solar eclipse in just a short while from now.
We have upcoming going to be observing the rituals of Maheshwara Puja, the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who's going to be offering, who's literally going to be liberating the souls. This is the best ritual to liberate the soul. And upcoming, we'll be understanding more about the Maheshwara Puja and how we can offer, what are the different ways, what's the significance, what's the stories, the Puranic references behind it in the next segment. And we'll be right back with you after a quick break. Once again, I invite all the viewers to ensure that you are sharing with as many people as possible. You can share that the event is for solar eclipse is nearing us shortly, within just a few short hours, where we will be in the eclipse time, and this will be the best time for us to sit, spend time, and ensure that we are aligning ourselves, receiving the ultimate superconscious initiation from the avatar himself.
And we are also now getting ready for the Maheshwara Puja, which is offered as the sacred ritual to complete with our ancestors. And in all of the Kailasas, we offer this every Purnima and Amavasya, which is the full moon day and new moon day. So in just a short while from now, we are also starting the sacred ritual of the Maheshwara Puja. Maheshwara Puja is the offering of Bhiksha, the food to the avatar, along with his monastic disciples, sannyasis and brahmacharis in the path of sannyas. In this puja, the sannyasis are treated as Lord Paramashiva himself and are offered the Bhiksha and fed.
Tradition says that offering food to the avatar is equal to feeding 10,000 hungry people. The best place on planet Earth to give the Pinda Tarpana, the food for departed souls, completion and living, and those who left the body, is the stomach of a sannyasi. That is the Jataragni, the digestive fire, the hunger fire of a sannyasi is the best fire into which you can offer the Pinda Tarpana.
In the Soma Shambhu Paddhati, the Shraddha Vidhi, the third shloka says, Lingino Brahmanadyascha Shraddhiya Shivadikshitaha. The translation, the meaning of this verse, it says, the sannyasis and brahmanas who have been initiated into the Shivadiksha are eligible to be appointed as the representatives of Pitrus in the Shraddha.
The Shraddha, ritual offering to departed souls, reaches the Pitrus, the departed ancestors, directly. Maheshwara Puja is 1,000 times greater than any offering of Shraddha or any Pinda in any river, any water body, any lake, any holy land, any holy place. The reason being that sannyasis intend only to have enlightenment, having renounced all other desires and needs to serving them with intention of completion. Brings about the same effect in the departed soul that helped them attain enlightenment and gets merged with the cosmos.
The tradition says that one morsel of rice offered and served to an avatar liberates 7 generations up and 7 generations down the heredity of the Maheshwara Puja participant. Those many extra and as many morsels of rice are fed to the avatar, those many morsels of rice fed bestows that many kalpas, which each kalpa is 4.32 billion human years, and it bestows that many kalpas of life in Kailasa in the space of an enlightened master to the participant.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism personally receives bhiksha and food offering using the astronomical chart or a provided photograph of the departed. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism brings completion to not just unfulfilled emotion, verbal commitments, but also anything that you are insensitive to them about.
So a few frequently asked questions about the Maheshwara Puja. Can we request Maheshwara Puja for anyone? Yes, Kailasa will conduct the puja on your behalf for anyone in your family who has either had a natural or unnatural or premature death.
Another common question that people have is, what do you need to offer the Maheshwara Puja? You can make sure that you have a photograph of the departed soul or an astrological chart of the departed with the time, the date of birth, and the place of birth.
And another question is if Maheshwara Puja can help a soul which has committed suicide. And yes, only Maheshwara Puja can bring the departed soul to rest in peace. If you have any close family or friends who might have committed suicide, Maheshwara Puja will greatly help the soul in its journey. So with this, now we'll be concluding.
And also, what is the difference between Shraddha and Maheshwara Puja? In Maheshwara Puja, completion is for both you and the departed soul, so their next journey is free of karmic baggage. Maheshwara Puja can be conducted only in the presence of an avatar who can connect to the departed soul in the cosmos.
So with this, now we come to the conclusion of this segment, and we'll be getting ready for the next segments of the program, and also for the Maheshwara Puja and the initiations during the solar eclipse. So we'll be concluding with this segment with the Purna Mantra and get ready for the next segments of this program. Please stay tuned for these powerful rituals and initiations on this occasion of the new moon day and the solar eclipse. So we'll now be concluding with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa.
I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world.
All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth.
Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years.